Hello everybody, I'm Rob English, the President of Mount Dora Area Chamber of Commerce, and we're excited to be bringing you this series of veterans videos. I'm here today with Sergeant Frank Kipp, U.S. Army, World War II veteran.
Amen.
Yeah, there you go, amen. And yes, it is exciting. We've got this series that we're running between now and our breakfast, November 7th, which will be at Lake Receptions, and we're honoring veterans this year. We've come together with Umatilla Eustis, Mount Dora, of course, and Tavares, as well as the East Lake Chamber in Sorrento this year. A great Northeast Lake County footprint to honor veterans. Today, Frank is going to share his story, and it's quite exciting. He was in the Battle of the Bulge, and as I was sharing with him, you know, I just love history, and for those that don't know it, that was our largest casualty, the Americans' largest casualty loss in World War II. And so, Frank, if you will, you grew up in Missouri, you told us. Just start from the beginning. You grew up in Missouri, and what year did you go in and your basic training?
Well, I graduated high school from in the little town of Webster Groves, Missouri. Drafted right out of school. Went down to Fort Leonard Wood, which was in Missouri, for my basic training in combat engineering. Why they picked me for that, I don't know, but anyway, that's where I ended up. Finished my training down there in 17 weeks, shipped out to New Jersey to catch the boat over to England. Got over to England and then trained some more and worked over in England in the countryside, just practicing things we would do with explosives and things.
This was in 44?
In 44.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I stayed in England maybe a month or two training, and then I was shipped over to France. I was shipped as a replacement. I wasn't with a unit then. So I was just working from battalion to battalion, doing whatever we could. And got over into Europe, and I drove a truck, I think they called it the Red Ball Express. We take a truck from Cherbourg up to almost to Paris, where we were at that time. And it was full of supplies or soldiers, and then we'd take one truck back down to Cherbourg and start over again. But I just made 2 of those trips. And then I was assigned to the 84th Division that was already a little bit into Germany. And I was with them for a couple of weeks in the town of Gillerkirchen. And it was about that time that the bulge broke out. And the division, 84th Division, was moved up to Marseille, Belgium, which was the stopping point of the bulge. Was stopped there.
That was the Western Front.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. And we were in that Marseille, Belgium, just securing it for a week, I guess, and then we moved up the northern edge of the bulge, and the idea was to make pincher movements, and we started one and ended up meeting up with General Patton after we joined forces there and got into secure position. And then another unit came in to hold that point, and we pulled out again and went up farther north to make another movement down. And we were about halfway, and we were cleaning up a roadblock at the time, and a mine that we didn't detect or missed or something went off, and that was the end of my time as the Battle of the Bulge. Went back through several hospitals, and then found out that I had ruptured eardrums, and with the possibility of chemical warfare, they couldn't have the eardrum. So then they sent me on back to England and got it repaired, but it was about 6 weeks, I guess. I went back to my unit, but the war was already over then. And I stayed with them, and the 84th Division went home, and I didn't have enough points, as they said then, to go home. So I went with the 79th Division and was with them for a while. And then I've accumulated enough points that I was able to go on home.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So I got home the early part of 46.
Okay.
Discharged, and life went on from there.
That's right. Now, you said when the mine went off that you actually lost your entire...
I didn't realize that until I got back to the unit and found out that our squad was a contingent of 7 men then, and I was the only one that survived.
Yeah, I know that's horrible. War is horrible, but the significance of the Battle of the Bulge is one of obviously its horrible casualty rate and holds that significance in the war, but it's also significant because that was the beginning of the end.
Amen.
And you were part of the beginning of the end. We had Normandy, of course, before that, and so many things that were before that, but that was actually truly when we started pushing back from that point, all of the Allies, that was when the United States and all the Allies started getting excited because we knew that it was only a matter of time. Yes, sir.
Well, and then it's too, came out in the end that if it hadn't been that Germany ran out of gas, fuel, they probably would have still been going, but a different story altogether.
That's right, because it was a surprise attack. The Bulge.
Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that if they haven't studied the history. The Bulge was a surprise attack. It caught all of the Allies off guard, and that's why the casualty rate, not only for the United States, but for all of the Allies, was so significant. We really did. In closing, sir, if you would please, just leave with us something that you would like to leave as far as your time of service or the significance of what you went through. Just anything you'd like to share with us.
Well, I don't know if it's... I'm a big advocate of, I think, all of our young men and women should serve 2 years in the armed forces. I think it was a great training point for me, and I just know that it means a lot to start life on your own. And I advocate it anyway.
There's a lot of countries in the world that require every young man
Israel,
and in some cases women, but not every woman, but every young man to serve.
Yeah.
And I hear you. And not only does that bring loyalty to your country, in our case, the United States of America, but it's also a contribution that you will remember years past, whether it's wartime or peacetime. It's a contribution that you'll remember. Yeah.
It's a great point in life, I think.
It is. Yeah. It is. Thank you, Frank, and thank you guys for sharing with us in this event. We want you to make sure that you come to this great veteran celebration November 7th in Lake Receptions. It's a breakfast. It begins at 7:30. We'll end by 9, and we got some great plans that day. Great speakers. So be there so that we recognize all the men and women that'll be in attendance for their service to America. Thank you all, and thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you, Rob.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great service.
Thank you.